Well, don't we all technically share the same father? You know, the father of the universe, the creator.
See, Profile, does it make you feel uncomfortable that I've done more for the black community than you have?
If that was actually true, then I'd salute you. But because you're a piece of shit liar, then we know that's not. We know that's false.
I'll have to bring my receipts. Have you ever had sex with a white woman?
This is again. You guys want to discuss sex,
Consensually?
right? I'm not discussing sex. Stop talking about my member and all that stuff. You got white guys love talking about people's members and all that stuff. Stop doing that. You white guys are obsessed with that weird shit.
You know,
Do you know what the name of this house is called? See, Profile? Can you read that? Should I read it to you?
Yeah, in the muff. Thought it said cuff. Sorry.
Have you ever been in the muff?
Can you stop?
well, see,
Sure.
See, Profile, not only do I want to give you $1 today for reparations, but I actually want to start a GoFundMe page so we can fly you to Israel to send you to LGBTQ Pride Month in June so you can get a real good taste of Tel Aviv.
We know that that's part of your community, that you're LGBTQ, that's the kind of things that go through your mind and that's in your porn history and all that, man. But I don't want to hear about that.
What's wrong with it?
I've never heard John tell any man on the stage he's gonna make them his bitch.
Hey, white guy,
Hey,
you
Simon,
love
what's up,
cheerleading
baby?
for the other white guys.
You know,
I think you definitely get pegged by white men, which is a source of your
bitch to
contention.
me.
Yeah, you
Sounds
definitely
like a
get
bitch
pegged
to
by
me.
white men.
Sound like a
Exactly.
bitch
Yeah,
to me.
keep grabbing your ankles for white daddy. Keep grabbing your ankles for white daddy.
All the words he's using. Look at all the words what's he even talking about? Look at the words he's using. It's a weirdo, man.
Oh, thank God Tamok is here.
A few minutes ago, pretty much.
Thank God Tamok is
No,
here.
again, and Hillary's a liar. Again, another white
Yay!
woman
I got another label. I love that. I'm
Another
gonna put
white
stickers
woman
on my wall.
manipulator, mass manipulator, sending her white soldiers to get me.
I'm sorry, but that was kind of cool. I got soldiers now, y'all. Soldiers.
Timok, how would you diagnose C profile in the African American community? Is he an extremist?
I don't diagnose people. I just talk to people. Or I don't talk to people.
Happy late birthday, by the way. Timac, did you just have a birthday?
Thank you.
Climax a raccoon.
Trash pandas. I love Timac. Actually, he's one of the most peaceful people on this app.
It's a choice.
Well, you can tell he's not. Timok's not black. Timok's biracial.
You can always sniff them out. The sellouts.
I love you too.
What? They don't smell like cocoa butter and blanco wraps?
I was just thinking, what kind of cologne do sellouts wear? Because it probably smells really good and it's probably really expensive.
C profile, have you ever been to a clubhouse barbecue? The reason why I ask is because I have a theory that Clown House is actually a roast house. It's technically a barbecue restaurant or, barbecue party. Sometimes you roast individuals in the room and sometimes you get roasted, kind of like a corn or kind of like a filet mignon. Which kind of meat or corn are you?
Marshall's here. How come we said barbecue? Marshall came running.
My favorite white guy. What's going on, Marshall?
Oh, not much. On the way to pick my little brother up from the airport. He's coming in while the Senate's on recess. So he'd be here for like a week, and then he got to go back to work.
Marshall,
I just want to caution you, we have a racist in the room that might say some very mean things to you, just so you know.
Apparently it's
I just want to be clear that the
that's
racists
a devil.
are actually the people in the room, and I'm the person who's calling them out. So I'm in a room full of racist devils, calling the racist devils out, and they constantly project upon me their own racism. I'm just calling these
So,
devils
see,
out.
profile, I don't question you. Aren't you exhibiting the exact
Go
same
fuck
behavior
yourself.
you're mad
Go
about?
fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
No, seriously though. It seems
No,
like
Marshall,
you're
go
exhibiting
fuck
the
yourself.
exact same
Go fuck
behavior
yourself. Go fuck
that you're
yourself
just
and
mad
go
at
take your
everybody else
privilege
about.
and your fucking
Okay,
mediocre
right,
ass,
you're exhibiting
not working for your
the exact
job,
same behavior
not
that
mediocre
you're
ass,
mad
not
at
working for your
everybody
fucking job,
else for.
not you didn't earn your
Not
career,
like
bitch. You got it handed to you, pussy bitch.
We know
You got everything handed to you, bitch. You got everything handed to
I
you.
want to know where the line starts. Wait, hold on, white people. Please tell me where to go because apparently y'all are getting guns, you're getting TVs, you're getting good credit. Marshall got a fucking job, okay? I'm just saying. Please tell me where the line
Because he
starts.
doesn't swear, Hillary.
Go to Atlanta or LA.
I am a maniac, bitch. In the comments.
Marshall, also, when you pick up your younger brother, can you tell him that candidate Congressman John Kitover told you to tell him to tell his senator to stop borrowing and spending on behalf of the American people? Thank you.
I think what he said was manic.
Is there any Canadians in the room?
God, I hope not.
We don't admit to it.
The most wickedest people have come to this continent, killing, murdering, raping, and then they have the nerve to
Adam, like, not liking Canadians. Fucking, I hate the Canadians.
You're fucking genocidal maniacs. You're all related to genocidal
Do
maniacs.
me a
Like,
favor. Can you
that's
talk
what you guys
about
fucking
Big
do.
Macs? Can you
Fucking
guys,
genocidal maniacs related to.
Adam, can you talk about Big
And then they
Macs
try to
right
pretend
now?
they're holier than thou. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking devil?
Wait. We pretend we're holier than thou. You just called yourself a god. Like, you literally said, I am a god.
It's the only way to respond to you fucking psychos. You guys are fucking
The
malignant
only way
narcissists.
to deal with this guy is just...
Only deal with malignant narcissists. Shut up, Marshall.
Hold on, guys.
Shut up, Marshall.
Everyone mute up. Everyone mute up. Everyone mute up. Everyone mute up. Okay, cool. I gotta do this because you guys are getting sloppy with the rules. So I gotta read the rules to you guys again. Rule number one. Let's see. Rule number one is no threats of violence. We've had that violated a couple times by one particular person. Surprise, surprise, it was a black guy. No doxing. Stay on topic. Keep your shares brief. Do not interrupt speakers, especially the mods. Number 6, the one that he missed earlier. Mods may interject when appropriate. Number 7, the N and K words are forbidden on stage and in chat, because this is the least racist space on all of Clubhouse. Number 8, don't spam the chat. Number 9, do not bring drama here from other rooms. Number 10, English only, please.
There's only one rule we didn't break.
Nobody cares, David.
You're right.
So, see profile. If you were the president of the United States of America, what would you do for your people?
I would give all the white. I would deport all the white people back to Europe.
That's a lot of people.
But you don't want to go to
Hey,
Africa.
repetition. I am loving this game.
Why did you come back to the profile? Why did you come back to the phone? That's a serious question.
Let my nuts hang.
He's just trolling. Mojo, why you let him up on stage? Yeah. Mojo, this says a little about something about you too.
Well,
Sometimes
hold on.
Roger likes to play with his food.
Respectfully,
Don't speak for Roger. Don't
hold
speak for
on.
Roger.
Respectfully, we brought him up on the stage. We even read him the Lord's Prayer, and then he went on a diatribe about hating white people. It was very weird.
Yeah, it's very weird to dislike people who are actually doing harm right now in real life.
But-
Yeah, that's real
but-
weird. To
but-
hate racist people that are performing racist acts of engaging in racist ideology and ruining the country of America. Yeah, really weird to hate those people. Yeah.
But it's probably a full moon. And also, someone like, there's no judgment in this profile, but someone displaying that kind of behavior obviously is going through something. And it doesn't help him at all if you just spit, sarcasm or spitting shit back at them, acting like children. So that's my point of view, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, this isn't the first time that C Profile has engaged in this type of communication. This is, I would be willing to bet, generally what C Profile does on this app. Am I correct, C Profile?
No, you're actually lying, and you're doing what white people normally do, which is false narrative creation. This is what white people do. So common. Keep lying. That's all you have. That's all you can do. You lie about history. You lie about who you are, your identity. You lie about racism. You lie about black people. That's
Your name is literally C Profile. Just saying.
Keep lying. Come on.
That's not the name of your profile?
Not lying. It's like right there.
No, that's, you know what I'm talking about. You're trying to minimize my conversation. You're very manipulative, and that's okay. That's
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
You're manipulative, Hillary, and it's okay.
Are we still gonna be friends after this? We're gonna make out later or something. Yeah.
Fuck it, Hillary.
Really weird, Hillary.
I know, but I'm so good at it though. Like, I just don't think I have another lot in life.
You already have a husband. I want this.
Fine. God. Sorry, C Profile. Maybe next time then.
C Profile, how would you rate yourself as being a kisser on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being a great kisser, 1 being a terrible
We're not doing
kisser.
sex. We're not doing sexual things, man.
I mean,
White
you.
guys are so weird,
How
man.
would you rate yourself as being a
Fucking white guys
patriot?
are
1
always talking about
being
sexual shit, man.
not a
What's wrong with y'all, bro?
patriot, 10 being a patriot. Because
That's a woman, bro. Yo, there's
if
plenty
you
of
want
women
to
right there.
deport
Ask
all
women.
the white people,
ask
I
the
would
women,
claim that you might be a real patriot if what you're saying is true.
Yo, bro, ask the women, bro. Ask the women questions, bro. Stop talking to me.
Okay, my bad. Hillary, how would you rate C Profile on his lovemaking skills? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Well, everyone knows your dick is bigger, so. But he did want to snuggle afterwards, so it was cool. You just got up and left, didn't even offer me breakfast or no shit.
C Profile, how romantic. I didn't know you were a romanticist. That's beautiful. When was the last time, C Profile, you told a woman that you loved her and you respected her?
Here we go with this racist guy talking to me about relationships. Bro, talk to a woman, bro.
Oh, wait, you're a man? I thought you were a woman. My bad. Mojo's profile is throwing me off, and I just came back from the
This
Serbian
is the best
fest.
he has ever looked, okay? I love every fashion choice you made in that.
Dragon fruit is delicious.
It makes your pee turn red, which is weird.
It's a great question. Who is more racist, Pepe or C Profile? I've cast my vote. Let's see yours.
I don't think either of them is racist. I think both of them are, auditioning for the Troll Olympics and doing pretty damn good.
Black men can't be racist.
Kristen, are you in the bathtub right now?
No, it's not that can't be racist. Anybody,
Yeah, don't tell him what he can and can't do, Kristen. Damn.
Anybody can be racist, but not everybody can be institutionally racist. Now that requires having some kind of leverage.
Yeah, I was institutionalized a few times. I didn't have much leverage, though.
Not institutionalized, institutionally racist, Hillary.
So are you
Well-
institutionally racist?
So wait, if you're institutionally racist, how do you deinstitutionalize the racism? Please explain.
Education. The American is miseducated. We learn Eurocentrism. So what that does is it inherently teaches us. Not only does it get passed down through families and tradition, but even if that was to stop, our education system reinforces it. Our media reinforces it. We'd have to do an overhaul of what we teach people in America, what it means to be an American. Right? Because right now, what it means to be American is you believe in this idea of Eurocentrism, And the idea that the white person is somehow more significant than other groups of people in the world. And we learn it through our education process. First grade all the way to grade 12. You're basically, every test you take, every cap and gown you get, every time you walk across the stage, you've had to take exams and tests and study material that tells you that the majority of the contributions to human civilization have been accomplished by one group of people. And this is inherently false. Somehow it's taught over and over and over again.
Oh my God!
And at least
I
people
think this
have certain
education
outcomes.
is working. I'm
creates-
feeling deinstitutionalized right now.
It creates cultural arrogance. So for those young white kids, they grow up with this idea that they are inherently somehow more significant because of what they learn about their identity. For other groups, they grow up and learn that they're somehow not significant in the picture and the story of their human history. And this could be detrimental.
Isn't this what
Some
critical
groups.
race theory is teaching? I mean, you're essentially.
It's not critical race theory. I don't read critical race theory. Critical race theory does not cover. Critical race theory is white people's version of how race should be taught. Critical race theory does not cover this necessarily.
So, what you think that white children are being taught a different perspective than black children?
No, we all are being taught the same perspective. It's Eurocentrism through the majority of schools in this country. There are some private schools, yes, that don't teach this version of the story, but the majority of standardized tests teach a version of sort of this Eurocentric type of teaching that centers the white European as being the primary contributor to human civilization.
Which
And
standardized
what that does
tests?
is it causes the kind of cultural arrogance that makes you think you can talk to me the way you're talking, like a
Which-
racist fucking prick.
Which standardized tests? The ACT, SAT, LSAT? Which ones?
Standardized tests, meaning the ones from first grade all the way to grade 12 in every state, meaning the majority of standardized tests in public school systems. So you keep asking me these questions in different ways, and it's clear that you're being intentionally dense. And this is the problem with white racist arrogance. They think you don't know what you're talking about, so they try to ask you a question to make it seem like you don't know, and you can't come up with an answer. But you're so fucking stupid, John, that you don't realize that you're in deep waters now.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna ask a quick question. 232 times 1,000.
I told you, I'm horrible, I'm stupid, remember? I'm dumb. I don't even know how to add the zeros like I'm supposed to. I'm dumb, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But for the people
I
who are
accept your
down-
answer. I accept your
Yeah,
answer.
thank you. You're right. I'm dumb, because I can't figure out a random multiplication that you threw at me, random. Thank you. I
Well,
don't know.
just
Add
take the
zeros.
This
Just
could
take
be.
the
You realize
same
that the-
number and add 3 zeros.
Hold on.
I
You
don't
do
know
know
to do
that
that.
you do
I
know
don't
that
know
the answer was in
that
the
I need
question.
to add. I don't know that I need to add the 3 zeros at the end of the first number you gave me. I don't know. I'm so dumb. So sorry for being dumb.
It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Z profile, what industry do you work in?
Oh, I would never tell you that. You're white
Entertainment,
supremacist.
obviously.
I would never tell you that.
You
You're
never
white
tell me.
supremacist. Yeah, because you'll actually try to harm me in real life. I'm not stupid. I know that if you guys knew my identity, you guys would try to destroy me in real life. You don't like to speak
Right.
black people.
I asked you the general
You're evil.
industry.
Well, first we would have to be convinced that you're smart.
gonna tell
You're
us
So,
in real life.
You're evil. I would never tell you what I do. You're evil.
So if
You're absolutely evil.
given you're not employed, Z profile, what is it
Yeah.
you do?
Right, because I'm whatever you think I am. I'm not employed. I'm a drug dealer. I'm whatever you
Slim
think.
Shady.
free profile, you've already threatened
I'm
her.
a black street corner drug dealer. Yeah, that's what I am.
Oh my God, thank God. So
Yeah,
good.
you
So
sound
pretty
my
on brand.
my insurance is
And
really
I eat
high right now, and
watermelon,
I cannot get.
And I eat
my
watermelon
insulin.
and fried chicken.
Look it up.
Watermelon's delicious.
How much
I-
do you get
yeah.
insulin for?
I just
Even
sliced
though
up
I'm actually
some
eating
watermelon.
dragon fruit right now.
I cannot get a
Freaking
single
delicious.
drug dealer to sell me insulin, dude.
Oh my god.
It's gotta be cheaper than going through Walgreens.
So wrong together.
I'm so glad
So
you're here,
very
plus
much.
you've been a real, you've been a really good house member.
You know, C Profile, I gotta say, without you here tonight, this room would have been so boring. So thank you for, joining us and, enlightening the room.
Yeah,
And,
fuck you, John.
oh, all right, well, thank you very little.
I don't know if you had the chance, John. You would harm me.
Probably.
You're wrong. You're absolutely. I don't need to do anything. It's
Yeah,
the
you would. Yeah,
system.
you would.
It's the European centric
Dr. Adams
system
would
that
too.
has already harmed you. I wouldn't dare harm you.
Dr. Adams would too.
John, yeah, 100%. Hold on, Adam.
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
didn't you invite C Profile to come out on your yacht?
That's true.
Why
The
not throw
Amistad.
back
Would
on
you
your
like
yacht
to?
so
Would you
you
like
can
a
go
captain's
and
hat?
bottom of the
Hekama's
ocean?
gonna be there.
Why would I come
I'm
on your
inviting
yacht
all
so
the.
I can bottom of the ocean?
I'm inviting all the Chicago Clown House African Americans to join me on the Amistad. I will be bringing Miller High Life
Your name is
and
fucking
about.
Thundercat. What the fuck
I
is
will
that?
be bringing pre-rolled joints for everyone to
Lionel,
enjoy the
Thundercat,
experience. There's girls in bikinis. There's
fucking
F-30
Thundercat.
flies. There's dragonflies. Beautiful people enjoying the natural resource of our beautiful
There's a
Earth.
couple ugly ones too that don't.
Do
let
you
lights.
want to come on the Lady Hawk and enjoy the truth of the blessings of peace and love and harmony with our fellow Americans?
Who's this other raccoon that's on here? Angel. Is there a raccoon on here?
Why are you such a racist?
I
Jesus
thought
Christ.
we renamed the boat.
And why are you so nasty to women?
I said raccoon. How is that nasty to women?
That's
Raccoon
very
is referring
adorable.
to a person who's selling out. That has nothing to do with gender.
Okay, here's the other personality.
Here we go. Another white racist.
Who hurt you?
White people, I told you. White racist people in America.
What did they touch you?
Okay, let me go back on mute.
Do you have any hobbies? See
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Yeah, fighting racism, one of my favorite hobbies.
I think they touched him from the gooch to
Participating
the wrinkle
in
part.
community activism and fighting white racist people like yourself, white racist judges, white racist district attorneys. Yeah, I enjoy that very much so. Filing
Any
complaints
other-
after complaint after complaint, filing class action lawsuits, love it. Love destroying your fucking racist ass system that you rely upon to get your
So wait, what's the most
Racist piece
recent
of shit.
class action lawsuit? Because
Nope,
I be on top
not
of class
happening.
action
Not
like
happening
daily,
on this-
like literally daily.
Not
I pick
happening
up a
on
book.
this ad. Not happening.
Have you seen any live music lately?
Or dead music.
Who hurt you?
Now I'm
Sorry,
thinking
it's
zombie band, and I really want to be at that concert.
You asked, and I told you. You asked, I delivered. I told you hurt.
When was the last time you ate chitlins?
Have you ever been to a bar where you throw
I ate
axes?
with your mother. Me and your mother were eating chitlins together.
Have you been to
Is the
a?
person that is the person that hurt you in this room?
All of you.
Wait, hold on. What did I do?
European centric,
Thought we were friends, man.
standardized testing.
I gotta go cry about it now. Oh my God, Necro is here.
I thought we were gonna make
Oh, Necro's gonna love this.
Let's ask Necro. Necro, has standardized testing of European centric standardized testing caused white structural racism and white supremacy?
Yeah, I know that there's. Yeah, I know that there's like a discussion about like tests on scores and having to do with race. I'm not an expert on that subject, so I can't really say.
Well, the good news is we have an expert here.
Well, I'm willing to hear them.
Good luck, Necro.
C Profile, meet Necro. Necro meets C Profile.
And in this corner, we've got C Profile weighing in at, we're not really sure, and Necro weighing in at a lot of resentment and anger.
And look at John. John thinking that he could somehow, he still thinks he's selling Negroes and he could set up a fight night with me.
Stay on
As a
topic.
Negro.
Well,
No,
I just want to.
Stay on topic.
I
you
just
can't
want
tell me. No, you can't. No, you stay on topic, bitch.
I just wanted to comment. I didn't know I sounded that angry.
No, this is a conversation between me and these wannabe slave masters. They think they could sell me into a fight.
Okay, was college, and I did the whole domination thing for a little bit, but I looked really good in those boots as Kristen.
Have you seen the movie Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, C profile? Because that's kind of like Mandingo fighting.
I'm not answering because you messed up my makeup session with the profile.
You know, Django and...
Oh, wait a minute. Important announcement. Gildas is here. Everything will be... Look, we're going to bring balance to the force with Gildas. Gildas, I want you to meet my new dear friend, C Profile. C Profile, meet Gildas the Great.
It's a trap!
He is the king of the Clubhouse Blacks, and he would like to talk to you.
So I just wanted to ask, I see that.
No, Necro, this is not your time to speak. Gildas, go ahead.
What's goody? I do think I might have become the king of the blacks on this app. I don't know. I'm trying to vie for the throne.
Well, you got some stiff competition because C Profile here is a strong contender for top black on Clubhouse.
You know, C profile, Gildas works in a European-centric university, and if they knew his opinions, they would terminate him for being what they, consider untaught.
These wannabe slave masters think that they're gonna put me into a match with somebody. Not gonna happen.
They're trying to do a battle royale.
Gildas, this man claims to be hurt. He says he was hurt by the white man.
His people.
Oh man. Well,
Women, don't forget.
C Profile, this is my first time meeting you, man. We can chop it up, but I am curious to know, what happened, man. What went down?
This is your comedy.
Well, I love America, C Profile. So, you mean like they got us with our backs against the wall and we can't breathe, or what angle you might be coming from, man?
I just want to be clear. The conversation I'm about to have has nothing to do with Mojo. Has nothing to do with any of the individuals in here. David, or whatever his name is, Will something.
That's fair enough.
So you just
want
want...
to understand something.
Wait, you just want to ignore your environment.
They're using you, brother. Don't let these brothers use you, man.
Hey, man, I don't feel like I'm being used, man. I feel like I'm doing my own thing, but why am I being used?
You're putting a battery in your back, brother.
You are just an android. Gildas. C profile is the real replicant.
No, that's not what I said. That's right there, right? See?
Well,
Well,
by assuming that we are using
Did you
him...
hear the part where he said C profile is the real replicant? You see that? The level of competition there to try to create some kind of...
No, I said you're the real replicant.
No. You're trying to instigate. And it's so low level that you don't even see how stupid you sound. You say, I'm not going to get an argument of the egos with another brother on this platform.
But to say that we are going and trying to use him, put a battery in him.
Hillary, I don't
why
think this is a good time for a white woman's voice. Please, silence. Let Gilda care of this.
Yeah, well, C Profile, what I would say...
They said, what? Yeah, I mean, look. He said, let Gil just take care of it. Look, he cracked the whip on you, bro. You hear that?
I understand. But, everybody on this stage, let me look. Everybody on this stage, I've had vehement disagreements with. I've gotten into fisticuffs with everybody on the stage, white, black, whomever. A lot of them don't agree with everything that I show. Sometimes we can't even talk to each other for several months because it's like, man, I don't want to talk to that motherfucker Gildas or whatever it may be, man. I'm a fair actor on this app. So, if it was a racial topic you want to talk about, these are my homies. shit, my homegirls. But I can disagree with people. I'm a man. I know how to disagree and separate or come to some kind of understanding. So, I'm sincere with my shit.
That's called the credibility part, C profile.
Thank you. There's still white devils. Thank you.
Maybe we can asking your opinions on capitalism.
Capitalism started with the transatlantic slave trade.
All right. Well,
you're welcome.
What made it trans?
Brother, I think that capitalism, in its really like newborn form, started somewhere in Italy during the Renaissance, but it didn't get its best unfurling until you got to the United States, and even then, it wasn't perfect. But the transatlantic slave trade, I think, was not capitalism. I think that's a mixture of colonialism and mercantilism. That's not capitalism, though.
Mercantilism?
Yeah, like when the government or the state or the king, basically says that our state gets a monopoly over this trade and nobody else can interfere with it, and nobody can be an individual and trade against it. When basically the state kind of running the economy in so many ways. I mean, not like a socialist economy, but akin to it. Whereas capitalism is free individuals being able to trade with whomever they want to trade. A lot of people maybe conflate the crimes of colonialism and mercantilism with capitalism. And I think that capitalism is one of the only reasons black men like us can call ourselves even semi-free today. If it weren't for the capitalism, we'd still be slaves.
Well, don't forget the Republican Party liberated all the slaves.
If it wasn't for, that's so false. If it wasn't for Haiti, we might still be slaves. Haiti's revolution set off a change and shift in paradigm in the European world. See, when the Haitians revolted and sent the French fleeing after losing over 100,000 men, you had a change and shift in ideas. Africans weren't thought of as humans with autonomy. They were thought of as things, these creatures. And once they realized that they could strategize and execute and potentially win at war, this changed things. So they had to realize they weren't just dealing with what they thought were brutes, when in actuality, European was the actual brute. So we're not going to talk about, for me anyway, I don't try to intellectualize and use words like, capitalism and, this
European
one and that one. All these silly words to take away from.
I really like the whispering tone. If anybody's keeping score, that's voice number 6.
The really weird sort of intellectualizing of history and using these words to try to sidestep, historical events that literally changed the path, the course of history. It's something funny. I find it to be very popular and common in groups of white Europeans and white people and people who have white supremacy ideology or Eurocentric ideology. They start saying things like, "Oh, that's Marxism," or this and that, instead of in trying to label things. So busy and focused labeling things instead of actually examining the human behaviors that exist within that thing. Because it's so much more important for people to accredit themselves with knowing these forms of terminology, as opposed to actually talking about historical events that changed things. Black people weren't freed by white people. We freed ourselves.
Yeah, well, I understand what you mean about how inspirational the Haitian Revolution was, but I do have my qualms, because insofar as the Haitian Revolution, threw off slavery and defeated the French, I mean, that is the most momentous slave revolt in the history of humankind. the fact that they won. Spartacus did not win.
Do you know about the Gullah Geechee Wars?
I've heard of them. I've heard of them, but I'm not.
The Morant Rebellion?
Okay, all right.
Do you know about? They made another movie about another gentleman. Nat Turner.
Do you know the most decorated Marine in U.S. history is Chesty Puller, and his first engagement was in Haiti?
The Gullah Geechee Wars was one of the few times that American military lost 3 battles back to back against a untrained or supposedly untrained group of escaped humans of African descent who were previously enslaved.
Well,
human beings.
I recognize that.
So hold on, brother. I'm not done. What I'm saying to you, this is not about your recognition. I care not about your recognition. I don't care about that. What I'm talking about right now is not about a conversation or a debate or point scoring or who sounds what. I don't care about none of that. The reality is that when you look at this, comment section and the comments that people make and how they think and how people have internalized this dehumanization of the African, of the black person today, to the point where black people today will capitulate and try to align themselves with this Eurocentric mentality and sort of tap dance and try to be a puppeteer for these racist white folks, right? It's quite interesting when you're having these conversations about facts about history that it becomes a matter of technicality and this and that. And we have a story of America, and a lot of the pieces are missing. And I don't care about. I really don't care anymore about Eurocentric viewpoints. I don't care about them.
10 minutes later, you don't care anymore.
And so, what I'm saying to you, you racist devil, John, you piece of shit racist devil, is that
you just broke rule number 4. Please check the rules.
The ideas that I'm presenting. No, I have no problem calling you a racist devil because that's what you are. You benefit from racism. You're a racist.
Projection.
Piece of shit, and it's okay.
Projection alert. Okay. Projection alert.
Okay, that seems to be the only vocabulary word you know. So that's okay. I know you're limited. White mediocre people are limited. So
projection alert.
But anyway, like I said, that's what happens when you get things handed to you without working for it. So look, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day,
projection alert.
This guy got to grow up, man. He's like a teenager, man. So like I said, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get going because one of the most saddening things in my life that I've heard in my life is coonery, buffoonery. And before I listen to a black man who tries to tap dance in this room and try to capitulate to whiteness and debate me and argue with me in front of these racist white devils, then I'd rather leave and
projection
get going. So we know you found a coon that's going to do your bidding for you. So have a good time, Gildas, and
projection alert.
You won't be here debating with me.
I know where you're coming from, see profile, and I wish you well.
I don't wish you well.
That was positive vibes.
Well, I mean, it's not anything new. It's par for the course. You got a lot of angry black folks. You got a lot of angry black folks, and they haven't really wanted to get into the history or get into the nuances of things. They just know like something ain't right, and it's the white man's fault. And to a certain degree, man, I can understand where a brother like that might be coming from, but it's that unwillingness to engage intellectually that it holds my community back, man. It holds it back. I'll say this in front of white folks. I'll say it in front of black folks. You can call me a coon. You can call me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you saw what the man did. He's like, this nigga sounds smart. I ain't about to argue this nigga. Oh, so I'm sorry. I don't mean to say the N-word. This fool sounds smart. I ain't about to argue.
Hold on, I gotta pause you. Hold on. We gotta pause. We gotta read the rules here. Oh man, I wish you wouldn't have done that, but now it's a formality here. Listen, we got rules here. Number 1, no threats of violence. Number 2, no doxing. Number 3, stay on topic. Number 4, keep your shares brief. Number 5, do not interrupt speakers, especially mods. Number 6, mods may interject when appropriate. Number 7, and this one's for you, Gildas, the N and K words are forbidden on stage and in chat. Number 8, do not spam the chat. Number 9, do not bring drama here from other rooms. And number 10, English only, please. Thank you. I hope that was clear enough for everyone. And continue, Gildas.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize that because I do know the rules, man, and I don't want to bring that kind of heat. But man, it's just I don't know. I get a lot of love from Caribbeans, from Africans, continental Africans, from European Africans. They can get it. If sit down and talk with me for a little bit, they're like, okay, Gildas, you ain't so bad. But some of these brothers, they coming in hot off the streets, and their interaction with white folks is police and bad school teachers, and they just look at white people like all of y'all are evil. I get where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but it's a lot on that. And the brother who just left, like, I could tell, like, he doesn't want to have the conversation because his arms aren't long enough. He's like, I ain't about to talk to no scholar or no thinker. Fuck that. I just wanted to, like, troll the white folks and move on my day. It is what it is. It's happened before. He isn't the first one. He won't be the last one.
Gildas,
is it right there?
Gildas, why do African Americans always say "my people"? My people. So, as an American, if I were to say my people, but also include the African American population of America, would it be inappropriate for me to claim that black people in America are also my people as a white American?
In many of our minds, my people means those of us who have brown skin, dark skin, and went through slavery. So there is no my people that includes white folks, Asian folks, other Americans. Whereas the way you would be trying to use it would be, more all-inclusive. Everybody who pays their taxes and gets up to go to work and shit, they're all Americans to you.
Wait, do we live with time travelers in this country? Because I don't think anybody alive today was a slave.
Yeah, but African Americans specifically, or in particular, I should say, do feel like that makes us a singular people. And in many ways it does, but insofar as it begins to cloud your ability to reason, then I reject it.
Something that is going to always keep us stupid is our inabilities to see past all of that shit. Because if you want to keep somebody down and you want to keep control over them, what do? Separate them, tell one group that they are better than every other group, but you go tell each of the groups that, and you tell each of the groups not to talk to the other group because XYZ, and then it's easier to control. Small little groups are a whole lot easier to control than a whole lot of people sharing information, knowledge, strength, and standing together against an oppressor. So, just saying, the more people try to singular themselves down and niche down, further away we're ever going to get from having any kind of peace.
Well, what's more destructive, a group of people who oppress people or people who self-oppress themselves?
Well, obviously the latter is worse, but when the idea is I'm oppressing myself because I'm oppressed by whites, that's where it starts to get really funky. Because now you've got to say, okay, I shot the man across the street in a drug deal gone bad, not because I just wanted to be a drug dealer and commit crime, but because the white man took so many opportunities away from my ancestors that this is all I felt I was capable of doing to gain some kind of wealth in this world. And now I don't that assessment, but that is how a lot of black folks in America think. They think that the only reason I'm committing crime is because of the original sin, the original crime of slavery and Jim Crow and everything like that, redlining. And so if it weren't for that, then you wouldn't have to worry about me acting out. But because of that, I get to act out. And you should not try to lock me up if you catch me. You should just let me go. It's a fucked up world in terms of some of that black thinking. I grew up around it. I know it. But it's wrong. It is wrong. And that's not to just sit up here and tap dance for Mojo or anybody else. That's me tap dancing for myself.
Well, I say just join the dance and the partners will find themselves.
Here's what I don't like about the interaction that the two of you had, and it wasn't from your part, Gildas. It was this protectionism of trying to control the conversation to not take place in front of white people. And that kind of reminds me of the lessons my parents taught me as far as keeping a secret as a kid. Anybody outside of your parents asking you to not share things with somebody, you tell your parents. It's kind of one of those things. Like, it's almost like safeguarding and protecting a system of psychological abuse because you don't agree with the way that Black America behaves, and at times, or you have certain criticism, then you're a coon, or you shouldn't be having that conversation in front of other people. It's really abusive, and I don't think that people really call it out for what it is.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Doc. And it takes a lot of black people a long time to maybe outgrow that influence that black culture has on you to be a race man or whatever you think, whatever you do, it has to benefit the race. And like to a certain extent, I understand, but the grandparents and the old uncles that I knew, like they didn't think like that, and they lived under Jim Crow. So I don't understand how these new age blacks with iPhones and jobs and property and like they have everything that our ancestors hoped they could get, except the mentality or except the outlook about how to engage in America. Yes, if a cop is stomping the brains out of a black man or a black woman, we gotta fight for our rights, for sure. I'm with you. But, like, don't say that the white man forced you to sell crack to your mama. That's crazy.
Not my mama.
You know what I mean? Like, I had to sell crack to my auntie because racism in the 80s. Nah, that's cap.
Here's my thing, Gil. Oh, sorry.
I think when you trivialize something like that and then chuckle about it, you are the worst kind of Negro, my brother.
Well, can you explain how I'm trivializing it?
Yes, because you're making it seem as if that people in certain communities are inherently predisposed to certain behaviors because of their race. You are the worst kind of Negro.
Well, again, I don't think I'm attributing anything to race. I'm attributing things to people's personal...
You have said, you have used the word black 6 times since I've been in the room the last 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, I mean, we were talking about black times that I used the word white.
So no, what you were making the point that there are certain mindsets that are attributed or identified with black people.
Not all of us, but some of us, yeah. You disagree?
No, I don't think any mindset is attributed or assigned to a person based on their race. A lot of the reasons why people think and believe what they do is because of the conditions and the exposure that they have. Has
This
nothing.
is what I just explained, actually.
No, bro, you were using the term black people, black thoughts, black ideals. Those are your words.
Well, again, I was saying that there is a segment of the black population that believes that, for lack of a better term, white supremacy is the reason why we might have so much conflict and trauma and violence in some of our communities. Not all black communities are violent, but the headliners are, and they remain that way.
I think, we have to understand in America that there were not only laws, customs, guidelines, regulations, and practices that disproportionately affected black people in a negative way. Period. Point blank. That is not something that anyone made up or anything like that. We can go through history at any time period up until right now, and you can look at, there are literally lawsuits that are pending related to financial practices that are discriminatory toward black people.
I agree with you. I cannot deny the facts of history. Let me ask you a question, please, before you go on, because I'm listening to you. I'm not trying to yell back and forth. But given that history, why is it that 100% of black people are not criminals? Why is it just this 2 or 3% in our community that endured those conditions, that lived under those racist laws? 98% of us chose not to become criminals, but the 2% that did probably did more to ruin our chances in this country than any slave master did, is what I would go ahead and say. When you start shooting Uzis over crack sales, that's only 2%, 1% of the black people in the community, just a few YNs. Everybody else is going to church and going to work, being garbage men and janitors like my father, trying to buy Christmas lights and shit like that, trying to just get along. But it's just that one little segment that kind of ruins it for everybody. So how do you explain that?
Okay. I think you're framing the question the wrong way, sir. I think you're framing the question as if it's a racial question. We live in the most violent, civilized society in the entire world. Period. Point blank. And if you
think we're the most violent modern society? Are you serious?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, give me 3 things that make us the most violent modern society aside from others.
Homicide, assaults, and robberies.
He's describing his own community.
Okay, if I recall correctly, other countries have a higher level of homicide than we do.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
If you look for the places that have the most violent murders in the world that the U.S. State Department says to stay away from, yes, they certainly have more murders per capita than we do.
Give me one modern, civilized, developed country that has more crime, murder, however you want to divide it. Violent crime.
Mexico is controlled by the cartels. And the use of violence by the cartels.
That is absolutely a lie.
Nigeria.
No, it's not. The Gulf Cartel and
Uganda.
the cartel led by El Chapo use violence as a means to
This is where Marshall comes in handy.
Hold on, Marshall, hold on. So we've got Jamaica, Ecuador, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, all with higher rates of homicide than the U.S. I can go on.
Okay, so you said homicide. That's now out. Homicide's no longer there.
I think facts are important. Rock, where do you get your facts?
So when I look at you can look at rates, true, as one determining factor of the most. But I tend to want to look at volume. Just the sheer volume of murders.
So per capita means nothing to you.
Well, of course it does mean something.
Shit.
But
you're more likely to be the victim of a homicide in the countries that I just listed than in the U.S.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying. In America, just the sheer volume of, think about what I said. I said murders,
Think about it.
assaults, and robberies.
Think about it.
If you combine those, there's no country on earth that behaves, functions, exists.
Well, hold on.
Yes,
Hold on. I want to give you a list of the robberies. Costa Rica's number one per capita in robberies, then Argentina, then Uruguay, then Brazil, then Chile, Nicaragua. Goddamn, South America, you're fucked up. Ecuador, Cape Verde, South Africa, and Mexico, all with higher per capita robberies than the United States.
And then go to assaults. Then go to assaults.
I'll get through all of them, but right now you have to understand that the first two that I've looked up are incorrect. I could find countries that for the first two.
Combined. I said combined.
Okay. I'm gonna pull the math because I'm a big facts guy. I'm gonna go look it up.
And I mean, this is what I wanted to say to the guy who left when he brought up the Haitian Revolution. Well, hold on. Let me just get the thought out, Rock, and you can respond to it or not.
Well, I was interrupted while I was speaking.
There's this animosity about how to get revenge against white supremacy. And, you know, in one extent, maybe it's valid. But the problem is that I haven't heard anybody come up with a plan for what we do after the revolution. And that's the problem that Haiti had. They did a successful revolution.
No, that wasn't the problem that Haiti had. You don't know your history. The imperial powers.
You got mad that somebody interrupted you, and now you're doing the interruption.
No, because he says
Good one,
he's
Marshall.
stating
I have learned to love
Haiti
Marshall,
is-
not to
the
hate
problem with
Marshall.
Haiti is-
Just don't
is that
interfere with Marshall. And that means don't talk to Marshall.
Let him finish.
The problem with Haiti is after the revolution is that they were excluded from the trade of goods and services in the northern hemisphere. They were excluded.
And what sort of economy did they try and erect in their constitution after the? When you read through the Haitian Revolution's constitution, and you see that they're saying, well, we have to make the peasants go back and work on the farms. They didn't adopt a free market stance. They didn't adopt a stance that would have been friendly to America's economy. If they had done that, they might have fared a lot better. They wanted to reimpose a caste system. Okay, and insofar as they're going to do that, they're not going to be some kind of economic engine that any country wants to do business with, especially after they've done a slave revolt. It is what it is.
Bro, if they had been able to get a fair market value for their coffee, sugar, and other agricultural products, they would not have.
I'm really confused. You're actually going to argue would have had better castes and lower castes, where certain black people in Haiti got treated like princesses and princes, and certain other black people in Haiti got treated like dog shit. Isn't that the exact same problem you had before? Just saying.
I'm talking about the economy of the nation. I'm not even addressing that. Their customs of their society is something that they have to deal with. I'm talking about the economics of why they have never been able to be a viable economic power in the northern hemisphere. That's what I'm talking about.
In what universe does the idea of be imposing a caste system, not like screw people.
So
And it won't
have we
and it won't.
we don't as Americans
And at one point is imposing the caste system, imposing the same behavior that you now have criticism of.
if you're from the Chicagoland area, economic partners based on their customs and ideals match ours.
Entire point. If you think it is wrong to reign over.
Hold on, let me interrupt.
How much
Let me interrupt. Okay, so the top 10, I'll give you number 10 is Mexico for most combined homicide, robbery, serious assault per capita. Mexico's number 10, Ecuador's number 9, Chile's number 8, Brazil's number 7, Uruguay's number 6, Argentina's number 5, Costa Rica's number 4, Scotland of all places is number 3, South Africa's number 2,
just a minor car accident. We're wrapping up a long push here this late Saturday night.
America is not in the top 10. So facts matter, people.
Yeah, and so you're telling me how many murders happened in England the past year?
That's not the point. The point was
that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. I asked the question.
Hold on. When I looked them up individually, you said that you weren't happy with that.
No. I'm asking.
Hold on.
I'm not trying to argue with you.
You listed all three of them. And then I said, okay, well, when it comes to homicide, U.S. isn't in the top 10. Then you said, okay, well, what about robbery? And then, nope, not in the top 10. What about assault? Not in the top 10. And then you said, well, you got to blend them all together. So then I blend them all together, and I gave you the top 10. And now you're saying, hey, let's talk about the homicides. It's like, make up your mind. You're looking for some piece of data that would back up the incorrect information that you spewed. And the bottom line is you don't know what you're talking about.
I live in this country, and I've traveled abroad in Europe and in South America.
Wait,
so why are you so wrong?
Make up for facts? Are you kidding?
No. What I'm saying is, I've lived in Europe in a country of 17 million, a country of 17 million people.
No.
They had 10 murders the entire year. None of them due to gun violence.
What you are doing is saying your experience.
No, what I'm doing is telling you that in America, the level of gun violence that we have here is far greater than any other nation that you could ever visit.
Okay, hold on. Marshall, you have to mute yourself. I don't know who modded Marshall, but we don't mod men in this space. We only mod women in this space. I'm going to bring Marshall back up, but do not mod men in this space. You were in the muff.
Y'all have a caste system here based on gender?
Yes, we.
Well, I'll leave then.
It's called in the muff. You ever been in the muff? There you go. He's afraid of pussy. There we have it. Look, he said something and he wanted it to go unchecked. And then once I did the fact check, and by the way, I wasn't 100% sure what the answer would be. But then when I started looking at it, I was like, damn, we're doing pretty good here. So I think here's the bottom line. When people say things, whether you agree with them, whether you disagree with them, whatever, fact check their asses. This is Clubhouse. People make up all kinds of silly shit. All kinds of silly shit. And then it wanted down because we have women moderators. By the way, Marshall, I love you to death, but in the muff, we do not have male moderators. The only reason I'm allowed to mod here is because I wear the scarf that I wear. And so this gives me allyship with the females.
No offense taken, my friend.
I mean,
Bravo, you asked us to rise you up. What do you got to say for yourself?
Can I ask Gildas a question?
That was the best that he had. He wanted to come up and then he wanted to play a song and use a gif of a dance. Like, do better, people.
Can I ask a question to Gildas? Gildas, it's a theory of mine that all communication is projection and politic. Maybe at the same time, but not always necessarily. I'm just wondering, in the black community, is racial identity politics a projection or is that politics?
Well, I think I would need to understand more about how you're defining those two terms, but initially I would say it's more politics.
So I mean, if somebody comes up here and claims that America is white supremacist structure, white structural racism, and the past two speakers I would say are of that sentiment, isn't that just their politic? And to get upset over their
Even if you paid us $250,000,000, there's no guarantee that it's like, all right, we got paid, we capped up, we straight. Even after that, it would still be politics. It would still be, well, you didn't pay it out the right way, or you paid the wrong people more and you paid the other people less. And it would just go on and on. So really, it's not politics. It's an existential problem.
We have a new poll up. It looks like Tell Me More is winning. John Kitover, do you want to tell them about the book club? As John stepped away from the phone. He'll be back. Why do you reckon the last fellow left? Do you think it was because he didn't want to be in a room where there was women modded, or do you think it was because his argument was based on lies? What do you think was more likely?
I think the argument fell apart.
I think he made a lot of assumptions about what he was commenting on.
And I mean, that's how it usually goes. If you hold their feet to the fire, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know where they got the idea. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and the louder he got, the more he spoke over Marshall. I just knew it was a wrap.
John, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you tell us, in the poll above, Tell Me More is winning, so maybe you can tell people more.
So, yeah, if you are interested in reading a book where everybody's gonna, instead of having like, never-ending conversations on here, we're gonna pick a book. I've suggested The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, which is a great psychological and political book based on wisdom, that we would all read from a book for 5 minutes and try to increase our collective IQ as opposed to having never-ending heated debate and discussion.
I'm down. That actually sounds fun.
Can I recommend the next book?
Oh,
Absolutely.
boy. Well, I don't know about that. Have you met Kristen?
Oh, we're open to suggestions in the book club.
Try that.
She's like me, Roger. She loves history.
All right, Kristen. What's the second book? Not that it's appropriate to move past the first one, but
We don't know the first one. I just want to have first dibs in the next one.
Okay. Is it gonna be a romance novel?
I guess it could be. I didn't get any romance from it, but I recommend the book called The Art of War.
Sun Tzu? All right, looks like we've got the first two on deck. John, we'll have to figure out when's the appropriate time to do this, but I think the reading will be a hoot. We need to get people on Clubhouse to read more. Is anybody in disagreement that we need to read more?
What I think you'll be shocked to discover is that some people, when asked to read a book, are actually incapable of reading a book out loud. It's kind of like a job interview. Somebody comes into the office and you're like, you know what? Just read me 2 pages from this book. And it turns out that they can't actually read to you the 2 pages without, reading it in broken English nonstop. And so that could be a disqualifier in terms of getting employment.
Yeah, the voice has to be clear to transmit the information.
It's what I call a diagnostic test.
Who all in this room was in healthy debates earlier when they came after the queen of all of Clubhouse? Who all was present for that? Naughty, naughty. They thought they were going to come for the head of the queen. They thought the king was going to capitulate. I didn't. Stand by your lady.
I am getting a
No, you didn't. I was removed.
What?
I was not in the room. I did not know what was going on.
I got in there.
Wait, Serendipity, you were removed. I can assure you I did not do it.
No,
Tippity, you were removed?
Yes, I was removed.
Did you do anything wrong?
No. I was action emojiing you.
Oh, wow. Wow. Has spoken.
Yeah, it was an interesting room.
If you're interested, Mojo, I can recommend a historical romance. I would recommend A Knight in Shining Armor. You're welcome.
See, it's my belief in book club. You should go for high value books.
Hang on, John. Hang on for a second. Serendipity, what happened? Why were you removed? Hey, Chris.
I would assume JB knows that Monica and I are good friends, so I'm just assuming he just removed me because he knew I wasn't there to support Monica.
Do you remember who was modeled at the time?
Oh, I really don't. Like I said, I was not in there for 60 seconds before I was removed.
I was modded, but I definitely didn't remove her.
I was also modded, and I was also modded. I did not remove you. I think there was another mod. I don't know. It was JB, it was Nye, it was myself, and I think there was a fourth person. I don't know if that person went.
Okay. Thanks. Shut. No, I was joking, by the way. Yeah, Serendipity, if you've got any ideas about who it might be, or if you're here, then please let me know.
It was interesting. I learned that people were uncomfortable because I open rooms and I invite Monica and I give Monica a mod badge. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not the only mod in this room. We have Kristen, we have Miss Dawn, who's been asleep for the last 3 hours. We have Dippity, and we have Nye. I mod the ladies. This is kind of like, it's in the muff. You have to have female mods if you're in the muff. It's kind of in the title. And Hero, she's going to get modded because she's a woman. And this is no disrespect to any of the men that are in the room. It's just the way it is in the muff. But I learned that there are people that are uncomfortable because I'm friends with Monica. That's very interesting. I don't know why they're threatened. Maybe the women, maybe it's jealousy. Maybe they thought that they were going to win me over. And, I only have eyes for Monica. That's it.
I was really proud of you, Roger. I felt like, I don't know, you didn't get rattled, you weren't upset, you were just calm and cool and collected, and I don't know, I was very proud of you.
I mean, there was nothing to see. It's like we open rooms, and there's people that are confused on why Mojo would do rooms with Monica. I would say go listen to the recordings of the rooms that Monica's done. I would argue that the room that she did on Roland Fryer is one of the best rooms that you're going to listen to on all of Clubhouse. And if you miss these rooms live, you can always go to YouTube and you can watch the live stream. John Kitover, can you tell them how to find that when they're on YouTube?
Sure, just go to my profile or go to the chat. I will put the link to one of my primary YouTube channels, and you can see all Clown House rooms streamed live on YouTube. And some of you are most likely in my YouTube videos. Some of you may already be watching my YouTube to find out, if you were in that scene, or if, how I reacted. Additionally, there are people who may be blocked from this room and other rooms who also watch my live stream and text me nonstop or even call me nonstop to talk about what they're watching on the YouTube live.
Oh, when was the biggest room that you streamed? When was that?
A couple months ago, I was live streaming Patty's Politically Correct, and I rebranded a YouTube channel to like Republican Comedy or something, and I put up a Pepe mask on this gay stool that I have with all this other weird stuff, and then that room like took off. That YouTube live got like concurrently, it was like in the high hundreds, and I think like 15,000 views or 10,000 views. It's just, it seems like the algorithm, it's very hard to get views, but there are days or times.
How did yesterday's room do?
It did really well. That live stream on that YouTube, I can put the link, got, I don't know, 1,500 views, I think, and about 70, 80 concurrent live streams, because the average view is only just a couple seconds. So that's the most disappointing part about, you think, you go, oh, I got 1,700 views. No, you get 1,700 people who on average watched your live stream for 3 seconds. So it's all just fluff.
Well, we're gonna try to break those records.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in.
That's great news, Joe. Can you maybe tell us what the hanged man means in tarot?
Oh, for me, it's sort of the indecision. Like I'm unsure but okay about what's next. Like I'm not the expert. I'm on a ride, and I have to be humble about what's going to happen next, because I'm not the expert.
Well, I know this isn't book club, but I do happen to have a book on tarot right in front of me. If the moderators would approve, can I tell you what Key 12, the Hanged Man, or Mem tarot means?
Absolutely.
What, man tarot?
Mem, it's a Hebrew letter.
Can't do this witchcraft.
It's not witchcraft, it's called a book, and maybe you should pick one up once in a while. It's called Mem, value 40. Value as the final letter in a word 600. This is the second of the three mother letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Its name means literally seas, but like many plurals in Hebrew, it designates a general idea, in this instance, water. In this connection, we may note that alchemists call water the mother, seed, and root of all minerals. In ancient books, neither direction nor planet is assigned to this letter. In the cube of space, however, it corresponds to the inner axis of the cube connecting the center of the eastern face with the center of the western face. Moreover, the final form of the letter Mem shares with the letter Tav the attribution to the innermost center of the cube of space, and to this attribution part of the symbolism of Key 12 refers. In modern astrology, however, Neptune corresponds to Mem. The color assigned to this planet is pale blue, and the corresponding musical tone is G sharp or A flat. Water, the element represented by Mem, is the first mirror. Water reflects images upside down, and this idea is carried out by the symbolism and title of Key 12, which is a symbol of reflected life, a life in image of life in the forms taken by the occult water or cosmic substance. Hanged Man, the title means occultly suspended mind, because the man and mind are from the same Sanskrit root, and this fact was known to the occultists who invented tarot. The title refers also to the utter dependence of human personality upon the cosmic life. In the Rider Pack, the youth hangs from a T-cross. Okay, that's all I'll read for now, but that's called reading a book. And I hope maybe some of you will come to this week's book club to also read a book.
Yeah, and I should say that my Hanged Man came from the Celtic Cross tarot reading, where I had majority swords, and then ending with the Hanged Man, and that stuck with me. Just by the way.
Well, I support the reading of books as a group.
How else are you gonna learn about Dorian Gray? You gotta read them books. What I'm looking forward to most is to hear Monica's voice when she's reading from the book. 5 minutes of the most glorious voice on all of Clubhouse.
If we read the most glorious books and have the most glorious reader and sounding person, clearly the room will be glorious, and hundreds, if not thousands, of brain rotted out clown house users will finally hear what we call intelligence, knowledge, comprehension. It will be a hallelujah moment.
We have some epic voices here. Gildas, for example, will be awesome. Adam's reading is going to be great. Anne Hero, that's going to be amazing. John's voice. I hate the sound of my voice, but I'll read because reading's important. We have an Australian accent with Ro. Nye, oh, your voice, it's going to do big things. I think this is going to be great. We got to get El Normo. El Normo will be nice.
What about
Anybody
Necro?
else?
Necro.
No.
I want to read.
I love Necro's voice.
I've done some readings. Popcorn at Mojo, you got a great voice, by the way. I mean, I don't know what you say. I think most people don't like their own voice, is what it is. I'm sure it's just as handsome as everybody says it is, but I just don't see it that way. Yeah, that's your inner ear. That's your inner ear. You're hearing it from your perspective, not ours. Right? You got a great voice. Well, thank you. I'll accept that. Have you heard Monica's voice? I have not, and I'm afraid to, because I think it'll change me after this room. After what I've heard, I think it'll change me.
It definitely will.
It's the voice of an angel. Like, if you picture, like, what would it sound? What would it sound like if the Lord was speaking to you in a feminine tone and like Selma Hayek? Selma Hayek.
Oh my word.
Can we get Dr. Jordan up here? Dr. Jordan? We gotta get Dr. Jordan.
I just love this clubhouse romance that has blossomed.
First of all, it's not a romance. It's I have a crush on her. She's not returned any of these signals. There's no signals coming back my way.
Still a romance, though. It's so cute. It's like unrequited love.
I'm like John Cusack, lonely with the radio over my head and say anything.
Exactly.
Exaltation. Nothing wrong with that. Can we make sure that Dawn does not read in our club? Dawn and Necro are forbidden from reading.
What's going on? No, I just want to ask. I understand my voice.
Necro, do the voice.
I don't.
Work on your
honestly,
voice inflection, please.
I don't understand why Dawn would be unpleasant. I think she has a very pleasant voice.
She sounds like John Fetterman, like hours after his stroke.
You like that?
You also gotta do like a dramatic reading.
How many hours?
That's fucking
How
epic.
many hours after the stroke?
Dude, I'm
Because
actually livid to
from what I
every
understand,
fucking body that I know
the
will
first
get pissed
couple
off
hours
over it.
are rough.
You know, I'd like
I'm
to
back channel to like
change
30
my
people
vote
already.
from yesterday. I voted.
Hold
It's
on.
hard to
I
know
have to
the
walk this back
context of
just in
some of
case she's
these.
listening. Dawn, I'm totally
Oh, it's
kidding.
her
You know
crashing
you're one
out
of my
on black
favorites,
people
but
because
I
they're
can pick
arguing
on the
with her.
people that I like, and hopefully,
Yeah, I can
hopefully
get
she's
the
not
whole
hearing this in her
screenshots,
sleep and
like the
having
full-
nightmares.
You
Go
should
ahead,
put these
Dr.
on YouTube.
I voted
But
yesterday.
so what ends up happening is during the
I
chillism
put in the
conversations and debates and stuff, they'll
I thought
some of these
JB
people will be in the
Pritzker
back
would
channel
likely be the candidate,
dropping
but
shit
now I want to
towards
go
each
back
other.
to
So like
Gretchen Whitmer.
Louis will be like, "Shut the fuck
I
up,
just-
Monica,"
I'm
and
so
then
in love.
Monica's like, "Fuck you, you nigger," you know, or something like that, and say that word directed towards him in the back channel because they know that Monica doesn't want to say it in the chat because then other people inside of Clubhouse will see it, like Roger, and be like, "Oh my God, Monica's a fucking racist piece of shit," you know. And I don't mind if Monica says the word because I'm a free speech absolutist. And like, if a person says like when Pepe says it, nobody gives a shit because everybody knows that Pepe uses that word. But when Monica then turns around and says, "Oh, I don't ever use that word," and then it's like, "Well, I got like fucking 20 screenshots of you using the word." Like, it's a two-faced fucking behavior that just pisses me off.
Are you attracted to her, Dr. Jordan? Do you mean AOC?
But
Not only my
yeah, it's just nice everybody seeing it though.
I think you may be overestimating how much people actually care about any of this. Just FYI.
Well, no, I know what's going on. I mean, Roger said that. I mean, were you there the day that Roger said that he doesn't actually like Monica and he doesn't think she's like, you know, somebody of substance? That he said he's doing this like pretending like he likes Monica and making her believe that like he has a crush on her and like he's telling her, "Oh, my sweetheart, my lovely darling, my queen." And what he's doing is he's trying to piss off Nathan, and then Nathan's like running his mouth, and then Roger goes and then makes the 10 rules, which is like Chillism's 5 rules, and then he goes over to JB's room, and then when JB invites him in, then he tries to plug his room, then JB tries to misdirect away, like, "Oh, hey, Cindy down in the audience." And then Roger's like, "Hey," Roger redirects it back again by saying, "Hey, if anybody wants to like have an issue and shit, they can come over to, you know, In the Muff, or, you know, talk to me directly." And, yeah, it's just a cash grab. That's all they're doing.
We were having a room and we were talking about favorite.
Roger, see the thing is, if you're the green bean, it gives you that control, and like Roger likes to have the sole control because I think it's probably more effective.
Personality disorder.
Probably, but it's also, you know, it makes it easier as if you're the sole mod, you control the whole experience. It's that much more, you know.
Well, what's funny is David hit the nail on the head in the JB room. He said that for Roger, this is like WWF, WWE, and Roger is fucking Vince McMahon, and he's like orchestrating all this drama and shit.
It's true. That's smart.
It is fucking true. I just think it's fun, but you know what? I'm gonna contribute, and I'm gonna add to the drama in the muff.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not in there, and just fuck around and have fun. Because that's all Clubhouse is. It's a fucking psyop, right, John?
I mean, it's not
It's
like
hypnosis.
yeah, but it's like just individuals doing it to each other.
No, I know. It's all hypnosis, John.
And projection. Okay, have a good night. Talk to you soon.
Later, John.
Okay, bye.
What if I did it with Joe?
Like if Joe ain't getting with the necro, then where do you go? Where do you turn? Like for example, I always have a backup plan. Right now, like I've got my heart set, all my thoughts, all my prayers, like my everything, my little prayer box. It's all dedicated to Monica right now. However, if the universe shifts and it moves in a different direction, I already know who my backup plan is. I just can't share it with you because if I share it with you, it'll make it seem like I don't have enough focus on my number one.
Yeah, sorry, I'm asking this commercial. This commercial, I don't know, do you think that I should do this out of respect or no? Are you there, Marshall?
Marshall can't save you now.
No comment.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Necro, I think you flatter her.
Yeah, I don't know. Just to me, I get the suspicion that I don't know. I just don't want her, if she really doesn't want to, need to discuss about
Well,
this.
hold on. This is what I suggest. Don't publicly pursue her the way that I do with Monica. This is a special technique that I'm using. I don't think this will work for everyone. What I would do if I were you, this is my personal advice, is I would just be in her presence, be excellent in her presence, make her laugh. Once she laughs, send her a private message, keep the conversation going. Try not to make it awkward. Don't pepper her with too many compliments. And then just, like I said, just be excellent in her presence. Is there any way I can experience Monica? Is it, I just hear about back off, pal. I saw her first. No, just to experience it. You can listen to the replays because the replays are on.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, it's like, making Jill laugh, isn't an issue. Because I can definitely make her laugh. So.
All right, whoever's friends with Joe B, just get the word. You know how it works. Just kind of just be like, hey, what do you think of this Necro guy? And put in a good word. I think we can make this happen.
Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry. I'm just so bad. I'm like the worst person you could ever meet.
I'm just hearing all this about Monica and not experiencing any of it. Is this Matt cool?
So I have gotten some messages from Rich. He's watching the YouTube live right now, and if anybody's interested in watching that YouTube live, the link is in my profile. And Rich is sending me all kinds of stuff about Monica and some of her communications with other Chillism members, which some of you may.
Wait, hold on. Before you go sipping for Rich, let's just be straight. He tried to call her out on a stage, tried to say some things that she said that he took out of context. He's made it sound like she was a racist. All the while, he was in a room using the N-word repeatedly.
You busted,
Rich has been blocked from this room. Now, he could get back if he swears that he's going to follow all the rules, but he would have to swear to follow the rules. Because right now, I think that Rich has offended enough people in this room, broken enough rules, and the last thing that he's ever going to do in my presence is disrespect the Queen of Clubhouse.
Well, he's putting a lot of smiley emojis in the YouTube live stream right now. And he wrote, well, I don't want to read all the stuff he wrote, but he heard you loud and clear. So if you unblock him and he apologizes, makes atonement, and agrees to abide by the rules, I'm trying to play the mediator.
I might have to put together a 9-person tribunal to oversee this.
Yeah. No, Rich thinks everything's my fault.
I'm so excited, by the way, as a newcomer. Who is Monica? And what is this trend? I'm just happy to be here.
So Monica is everyone's favorite Canadian who wants to make America great again.
I've never interacted with him. Hey, don't be doxing my girl. You mean Jeremy? Or Monica?
The chances of you seeing this YouTube short are super.
Yeah, Jeremy is Mojo's girl.
What are you talking about? I'm just happy to be here. Is it my imagination, or does Joe sound dead ass like Matt Cool? I am not Matt Cool. I promise you that. Where's Matt Cool at?
He is the Aristotle icon.
He's currently in a Pepe room.
Yeah. No, he's right down below. He has the Aristotle icon.
Oh yeah, I see him. Wait, what did he vote? What's the blue? I will pass. Of course, Matt Cool passed on a book reading room.
So who is Monica?
She's the most attractive, beautiful, and
This is
intelligent
getting
woman.
weird. If you mention her name again, I'm gonna have to remove you. I'm getting very uncomfortable.
Fair.
Joe,
I
Joe, you haven't answered the survey question yet. Are you interested in joining our book club?
I will answer that now.
There's a whole lot of other people on this stage and in this room that have also not answered the survey question. Do you want to join John Kitover's book club? Yes, I do. I will pass, or tell me more.
I said yes, as long as we read Dorian Gray.
Are you guys confident in your reading voice, like in front of other people?
I'm confident.
I can read rock.
Hopefully, it doesn't have big words. I do better with smaller words.
Yeah, in the Tao, less
That's
is
a whole
more.
other thing. You got to be able to read confidently to make it,
There's Dr. Seuss in there.
The most important word in the Constitution is erection.
That's the most important word in my Constitution.
Roger,
Talk to me. What's up?
that YouTube link that I just put in the chat, it's just a really short little clip of a nurse that does like these little, I don't know, hospice videos. But I want you to listen to the patient and tell me who you think it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by saying that Joe is. He doesn't sound like Matt Cool to me.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not. Dang. That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's her voice to it.
I'm not Matt Cool. I'm Joe Cool, if you will.
Joe, back in school.
I don't know. That was weird. That guy was weird. Do you think that we'll get C profile to come back in the room? Think he'll be back anytime soon?
Not if he sees me in here.
What about the guy Rock who made some outrageous claims and then we fact checked and he ran off?
Same difference. They don't want to talk to one of their own kind who can hold them, to the fire. Not in this room. They might come catch up with me in one of the black rooms on the side. And it may happen that way, but up in here,
Well, I'm black, and everyone came out of Africa. So, I mean, we held him to account as Americans.
John, Randy brought up a good point. If the book club decides to do Huck Finn, we won't be able to do it in the muff for obvious reasons.
because what is it, 260 mentions? I thought it was like 80. It's like 300 mentions.
Surprisingly, I think it's only African Americans that I have heard use the N word in the muff.
Nope, Rich has used it.
I've heard Adams use it. I've heard Gildas use it. I've heard Sig use it. Interestingly enough, they all used it in a context where they were explaining somebody else using it, but just to hold the line, just to hold the line.
Well,
I try to say ninjas, but I'm gonna stop saying that.
I try to say YNs now.
Oh, I didn't even know what that meant. Now I'm going to be listening for it. You shouldn't have told me.
I generally say Nostradamus.
You could say Kangs.
No, when I talk about the N word and people say he's too much of a pussy to use the N word, I say Nostradamus.
We added no saying the K word to that rule. Rule number 7's now banned the K word. And today we were asked if the K word stands for kangaroo. And we had to explain what the K word was, which was hard to do without saying it.
You know, Kitover also starts with a K, and many people don't know the Hebrew basis for the word Kitover. I didn't know this until I went to a rabbi's house for Shabbos, but he was like, "What is your last name?" I said, Kitover. He said, "Do you know what that means?" I said, "I don't know. What do you mean?" He said, uh, it's yeah, Keet or yeah, what Kitov Tov. Yeah, so Ki is that, Tov is good, like as in Mazel Tov or Mazel Tov. So Ki in Hebrew is that, and Tov is good. So my last name means he is good, and thus my nickname at the bar is Good Johnny. But it's from the book of Genesis. After Hashem, Ribbon Shalom, Yahweh created the universe and the world, he said, "Kid over."
How did Necro get his username?
It was just a play on with, originally on Discord, I go by Necro Cancer, so.
What does that mean?
It was just a play on Necromancer, Necro Cancer. 99. That was the year I was born, so.
Micro, do you think Clown House has been good for your collegiate career or a negative drain on your collegiate career?
Clown House.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, has it actually improved your life? Has it made your socialization better, your communication better? Like, how has it helped your college, experience?
I mean, you say clown.
Like
Okay,
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, Necro. Clubhouse here.
Necro, come on. Don't do this fucking thing where you like do the worst of the autism. You're better than this. You knew what he meant.
Yeah. Give the autistic guy a kid a break.
Can the autistic kid give us a fucking break?
If my autism will allow it. Anyways, as far as this app improving my life, I mean, I've definitely met a lot of people in social life.
You met Joe. You met Joe B.
Yeah, and she's very kind. She's probably one.
What is it about Joe B that you find yourself drawn to?
Just her caring personality, I'd say.
This is very sweet. I think there's potential there. Can I come to the wedding if it does work out between the two of you?
I mean, if Joe B will allow that.
I think she's a fan.
Just rent Harold and Maude and save the plane ticket.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay with me. I mean, as long as Joe B is okay with it.
Rent Harold and Maude.
The more the merrier, in my opinion.
one that doesn't like Monica changing her name to Scarlet? Does anyone else have a problem with that?
I didn't know she changed it to that.
Yeah, I have a problem with it too.
Yeah, she'll change it back, but not a fan.
Oh, Bruce is here. Listen for the name.
Oh, Bruce, my talent manager has arrived. Bruce, when's our next booking? I'm so happy you took on being on my talent manager a couple of years ago, but we've yet to book any acts.
Love that Serenity's on here. Where's she at?
Her name is not Serenity, you retard.
Hey, Bruce.
Oh, okay, I'm a retard. Okay.
Correct.
Her name is Sorority.
Whatever.
Serene.
So I'm a retard because I said correctly to you white people, right?
Oh God, we got another one.
Are you a clone?
Yeah. Why do you do this to me? Is it because I'm white?
Alright. Let's see where this is going.
Do you know C profile, Bruce?
Bruce, tell us about your favorite white person.
I have people that are my favorites. White, black, purple, this and that. So you can say what you want to say, but I'm not going to agree with it because you should know me. So if you don't, it's on you.
Man, those were bars, as the young folks say.
I mean, you guys can say something that's kind of racist, and then I'll be like, that's kind of racist. And then,
Wait, hold on. You think you're in a room full of racists?
See, here you go. I didn't say that.
It's the least racist room on all of Clubhouse.
No, because I see a couple of motherfuckers that like.
Name one.
Kiss my Serenity's not.
You mean serendipity?
Well, whatever. You want to,
You're not very good at reading, are you?
See, you're racist.
Because you can't read, I'm a racist?
No, you're racist because you said some ignorant ass shit.
No, you mispronounced a name. All you had to do is sound it out, my guy.
So who you, dude?
The blackest man on all of Clubhouse.
No, you're not black. You're Hispanic.
Ooh, now I object to that. My ancestors are the Moors. I don't know if you know your history, but I am eggplant.
No, you're not. Period. But it doesn't even matter, dude. When I want to deal with,
I'm blacker than you are, son.
If I want to deal with somebody like.
Listen, son, I'm blacker than you.
As in the entertainment industry, I deal with that. Just like all of them do. White people deal with fucking black people all the damn time. In the entertainment industry. But
Bruce.
I'm not dealing with you as.
With you?
You're just.
I ain't fucking with you?
No. You're just gonna be.
Did Bruce just call me a racist?
Oh, Don's awake. I don't think you heard what I said earlier. Jesus Christ.
I love and shit. So no.
You just called me a racist, Bruce.
Don, when when you were sleeping, hon, I was talking about how much I'm looking forward to you participating in the.
You might think this is a giant cockroach, but it's not even an insect. It's a giant isopod, and they live all the way on the ocean floor. These alien-looking creatures are marine invertebrate that live in the depths of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. And they don't call them giant for nothing. They can go anywhere between 17 to 76 centimeters big. The giant isopod's larger size is due to a phenomenon known as deep-sea gigantism, where creatures that reside at great depths are typically larger than those living in shallower waters. This can be attributed to factors such as colder temperatures, higher water pressure, and the scarcity of food. In fact, the giant isopod's main food source is, well, the stuff that falls to the bottom of the ocean floor. And since the opportunity to eat doesn't come...
question for you, and you could either participate and answer the question.
It's been insanely hot these past couple of
Answer the
days.
question, yes or no? Okay, you didn't want to answer the question. You cannot speak over me. There's no way you're going to speak over me. Think of me as a version of God. If things get so bad, I can just create a fucking tidal wave, and those that aren't on the fucking boat, they don't get to survive. Think of me as God.
Yes, the almighty creator of the Celestial Country Club.
Or the creator of love.
God loves who he chooses.
Sounds like the film Caligula.
You know, Gildas, if you had a black exploitation film in the 70s about Caligula, you could do a little play on the word, and it might be really fun.
It might be an interesting concept to pursue.
I mean, you know, I always thought that Django Unchained was a great movie. And they should have done like a spun-off film called, you know, Mandingo, and it would have been about like you could have had Leonardo DiCaprio being like a Mandingo, you know, like fighting broker coach or whatever. It would have been, you know, horrifically racist, but nonetheless, there's something about Mandingo fighting. If it's true, I've never actually researched it, but like, did Americans actually have organized fighting rings with African slaves? I don't know the answer to that question, but
I think so. They've written about it enough to make it seem like it happened, but there's probably no historical record. Have you ever seen the Italian film Goodbye, Uncle Tom?
Says there's books on it.
I like the movie title.
Adios, Uncle Tom. It's like, in Italian, it's like Adios, Uncle Tommy, or some shit like that. But in English, it's Goodbye, Uncle Tom. You can find it on YouTube.
Gildas, I got called an Uncle Tom today.
Yeah, well, it's a badge of honor because most people haven't read the book and found out what Uncle Tom did at the end of the book to make him a hero. You know, he did not snitch. He chose to be, like, I think burned alive before he told on Eliza and her husband to escape slaves. And Sam Legri was like, if you don't tell me where them black people are, you see, I understand the rules. If you don't tell me where those black people are, I'm going to burn you alive. And Uncle Tom
But did he use a different word besides black people?
Yeah, he used the word, the N-word, strong. You don't tell me where...
He used the word that Rich likes to use.
Yeah, he was like, if you don't tell me where N-word X and N-word Y are, I'm gonna burn you alive. And Uncle Tom said, fine, you can burn me alive. And he burned alive at the end of the book to save two escaped slaves. So when you call somebody an Uncle Tom, because, excuse me, ninjas don't read, they think they're insulting you. If you don't believe me, you know, chat GPT it. Uncle Tom died to save runaway slaves. That's how he died. And he used his, like, coon tactics to give them a head start. It's really crazy if you really read the Harriet Beecher Stowe.
What is that?
What is what?
I'm sorry, what is the tactics you're talking about?
Where you're like, oh, I don't know, it ain't nothing chickens, massa. I don't know where them fools done ran off to. I guess I must have slipped and forgot where everything was. And, you know, he played that role to allow them some time to cross into Canada.
Thank you.
You've never heard a former American slave, now Canadian resident, come on this app and talk about like their lineage or history or how they made it to
Oh,
Canada.
man. If we could hear from the Halifax black population, the Newfoundland and Labrador black population, what their stories must be, how their grandparents got up there. I mean, please, escaping north. But for all that, when anyone calls me an Uncle Tom, I take it as a badge of honor.
Do you think there was ever like an angry slave on the run who hated white people so much that they naturally assumed that going north was a lie and therefore they decided to go south because they didn't want to believe the white man's lie about freedom?
I mean, potentially. Yeah, but I think at the time, like, most people understood that if you wanted to get free, you gotta go north.
Does he think it's a serious question?
There was no reason, and it was too difficult to escape into Mexico. So, yeah, man, you cross that Ohio River and keep going north. As far north as you can get. Which also undergirds my opinion about illegal immigration. I think they're just trying to move north too. And I don't understand why so many African Americans are against, you know, Hispanic immigrants coming to this country because they're basically doing the same thing that my people were doing around the Fugitive Slave Act, trying to get north.
Well, what do you think about Trump, supposedly telling ICE to arrest Hispanics, especially if they're speaking Spanish?
Well, I'm not the most, I'm not, like, I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't support the tariff plan or any of that. And when it comes to immigration, I also disagree. I think the people who are here, who are working, should be allowed to stay. And whether you give them amnesty or whatever, figure that out and let them stay. But roundups and ICE raids and things like that, I'm not, I don't like it. And I know that there are like Hispanic criminals from the cartels and shit up here, and they are contributing, to a diminishing of what I know, like Southern California to be. Like, they commit crimes, they tag up shit, they do all kind of fucked up shit, human trafficking, you name it, and they should be, caught and deported or imprisoned or some combination. But I do believe that the vast majority of people who are coming over here, quote unquote, illegally, they have every right to be here, and they should stay here, and they should be like vindicated. Like, yeah, thank you for showing that people are willing to endure all kind of crazy nonsense to get here, and let them stay. I don't know how much it costs to go through each and every case, but ultimately, yeah, they should stay here. They're cool people.
Can you think of any contrarian positions to your position? Why, some
Well,
people...
absolutely. As my cousins in LA tell me, they pole vaulted over here, and it just looks like they busted a pinata all over Los Angeles. They don't get in line with the customs of the country. They play their music too loud. They're the reason why there are long lines at the hospitals, because the private hospitals are taking Medicare money and Medi-Cal money, and they have to service them in front of me, who's just paying it out of my paycheck. So when my daughter has a fever, I have to wait in line behind 25 illegals who have Obamacare or whatever iteration thereof with California, its way of offering medical assistance to them. They're clogging up the freeways. They're clogging up the grocery store lines. Why do you have to come to this grocery store with all 8 of your family members? Get out of here. So, I definitely understand, like the pushback of like, why the fuck are all these people here and they're just living off the tax dollars? And my solution to that is you can come. You can walk across the border just like you jaywalked, but you don't get no help from the government. Nothing. I'm not going to offer you no housing assistance, no job assistance. You get nothing. And if you break the law before you get on your own 2 feet, you get deported or you get locked up, depending on the crime. Don't offer them any incentives, and it wouldn't be such a big problem. But they get these incentives to come to California. So they're like, hell yeah. I get free health care, why not? I would pole vault too.
It wasn't my idea, but a clubhouse, and we had, was the topic, but they thought that rather than just deporting everyone, they should go raids, but find out IDs and arrest the criminals, but those that had been living here legally, find a way to give them a path to citizenship. It shouldn't take 8 to 10 years to go through that, and both administrations have done nothing to increase the judges and a path to quicker citizenship.
David, do you know what it's like in, let's say, India, Russia, Bangladesh for that matter, when an illegal alien comes into that country and tries to work or live? Do you know what the punishments are for that in other countries other than the U.S.?
I'm not advocating what I just said, but it was one idea. I have no idea. I'm sure it's severe.
Yeah, it's very severe. It's like 10 years automatic imprisonment in Russia, multi years in India. I mean, other countries do not tolerate of clown world behavior. I don't know if some of you are aware of that, but the America is very lenient compared to the rest of the world on this one topic.
We're lenient. I guess I don't understand sending them to a foreign country other than their own. I don't know why everyone goes to El Salvador or somewhere talking about Africa. I don't understand that part. And frankly, if the figure is right, that 25% of the people they round up are not undocumented, but they might not have their papers on them, or they get caught up in this mess that is sorry, it's late. The immigration system without due process. I mean, the due process part really upsets me. Lack of due process.
Yeah, well, if you believe.
Wait, hold on, Gildas. That's a constitutional right for citizens of America.
I'm talking about people with green cards. I'm talking about people who can't prove it immediately when they're rounded up by someone in a mask and hauled off to another state in many cases. It just seems like that part of the system that my government is doing is
well, I believe in the old-fashioned idea that America is unique. It is the shining city on the hill. And no matter where you are on the planet, if you're suffering from authoritarianism, totalitarianism, your number one goal in life is to try and get to America. And so,
and I want to interrupt you for a second, Gildas, because even, how do you account then for the imbalance of immigrants versus citizens that we already have, and then would be in the future? I mean, we are in a sense giving our country away. Because part of where your argument was true, they're not assimilating. They're not, my father came here in 48. He already knew English from Germany. He wanted to become an American citizen. Fortunately, there was a 4-year process for him to do that. And he was proud to be here and proud to be an American. We don't see enough assimilation.
Well, then I'm inclined to agree with you. Insofar as anybody from around the planet should be able to walk across the American border or swim across or float across, whatever it may be. The only stipulation is that you believe in individual rights. And if you come over here from wherever the hell you're from, if you believe that and you can espouse that at the border, that's the stipulation. And if, you walk back on that or you try and come over here and be a communist, then yeah, you get deported. You're deported. But I'm also not going to give you a free apartment and free health care. If you came all the way over here from fucking Mongolia or fucking Venezuela or wherever you came from, because you believe that, man, if I just had the chance to be an individual, I could make something happen, then yes, come on in. You're welcome in America. Black, white, Asian, Filipino, I don't care. Igloo.
My father did have sponsors and a job.
Well, I mean, if you got that, even better. Even better. But the point is, you're not coming over here to say, well, I made it here. Can you give me something? If you come over here with that mentality, I want to check you at Ellis Island. You look like you got lice anyway. Go back to Italy. Go back to Morocco. Go back to Guyana. Wherever the fuck you came from. Go back. You can't stay. But if you come over here being like, yo, man, I got $12 in my pocket, but my uncle wants to make me the flipper at his pizza restaurant in the Bronx, and that's what I'm going to do. Come on in. I want you here. Yeah, come on in. Let me see what you do. And let that motherfucker, give them a trial period. If in 5 years they turn communist or some shit, then they're deported. But if they come over here and start opening up Levi's jeans and, all sorts of businesses and things that contribute, you're welcome. That's the only stipulation, is that you believe in the principles of the Constitution. That's how you become a citizen. You swear by those laws or those ideas, rather, and you come on over here and make it happen. That's it.
Gildas, let me ask you a question then. Do you support Trump's gold card? Because essentially that's what that would fit the ideas you're saying. If someone can pay for their citizenship and be a productive member, multi-millionaire, you'd be okay with them?
I don't think you need to purchase a gold card. You just need to be able to come over here and be willing to fit into the economy where you start and go from there. You don't need a privilege.
Do you support the gold card?
No,
Are you aware?
Gold card. No, I don't support any of that.
But that's contradictive of the statements you just said, though. Because Trump's created, or I don't know if it's actually in place. I think it's been.
I don't think it is yet.
I wouldn't want government giving out privileges to people who just have more money. No, that's not what it's about. It's, will you come over here? It's a very old-fashioned idea from like the 1880s and even before that. Will you say that you believe in individual rights and a free market? Will you put your thumbprint, whatever the fuck, some bio data out your cheek? I don't know. Will you say that that's what you believe? And if you say yes, you got 5 years to prove it, 2 years to prove it. If you come over here and become a criminal or some other shit, you're deported. If you come over here here and start a business, a kiosk in a mall, and it grows, well, you get to stay. You're a citizen.
Now, Vancouver, I think, when did Hong Kong change? 94, 95? When they changed
1997.
97, thank you. So if you had $500,000, I believe, and you brought it into this country with you, you could get citizenship. Or at least
So is that a realistic way to enforce immigration, though, Gildis? I mean, you're going to have the federal government go check to see if they are following up to what they've swore to?
They lose it.
I mean, well, that's what they're doing now, and it's not necessarily the best way. They're finding people who may or may not be criminals, and they're just using the largesse that they have to seek and destroy. All right, well, stop wasting all of that money. Wait until the person actually commits an egregious crime, and if they do that, then, deport them. I'm fine with deporting people. Like, I'm not just trying to overfill the country with refugees who claim they're refugees, but they're actually criminals like Tony Montana. I get it.
Asking, but you stop for a second, it's an egregious crime. That's taking an egregious crime now? Or
it needs to be an egregious
crime. What kind of crime are you talking about?
You can come over here as a quote-unquote illegal immigrant and steal an apple. All right, and then you're just subject to the penalties in your jurisdiction, whatever that may be. I mean, if you live in Los Angeles, you can get away with it. If you live in Iowa, maybe you get locked up for a night or you get fined. I don't know. That's up to the state.
Let me ask you, Gildis, why does an American have to be a victim to a crime first? And like that apple in your example was someone's property, so you're okay with deportation only occurring when an American is a victim and their property or their person has suffered some sort of injury.
Yes, because
But you give an exception to the apple because that's not that much, right?
Because you're innocent until proven guilty. Just like all other Americans enjoy that privilege. You're innocent until proven guilty.
No, but why should an American have to be the victim first?
Because you're innocent until proven guilty. It's not a one-to-one that an illegal immigrant is going to come over here and commit a crime. So they should not be punished for that. If they do steal an apple out of your orchard, then they are now a criminal and they're guilty. And you can prosecute them based on your local laws. But prior to that, they should not be understood as criminals.
Right, but I think the thing that they're taking issue with is the fact that you made the statement that if they commit an egregious crime, that I think you might feel differently if that egregious crime was inflicted upon your wife or your mother or your daughter.
Well, that may be grounds to deport a person. Like I said, something like the first 5 years that you're here, the first 3 years. I can't think all of this through on my own. Obviously, this would be something that we vote upon. We can hash out the details. But a person who came over here and stole something off of a grocery store shelf should not be deported. But a person who came over here recently and murdered someone, yeah, they should be deported.
Gildis, let me ask you this. If they broke the law in entering this country, why should we allow them to stay?
Because I don't think that the law should mean that you walked across the border and you committed a crime. I believe that law should be done away with, and then we can start enforcing local laws.
So you like the Biden plan where they just let anybody walk over the border?
Well, not just anybody. I mean, there should be, like I've said before, some kind of Ellis Island checkpoint. Let me check you for lice. Let me check your criminal past. Let me see what you got. And then, as long as you didn't commit no felony in Mexico and you don't have lice right now, come on in. So
Can I just point out that hold on. Just I want to point out that the poll is up, and for those of you that like to read, you'll probably really like the book club that we're putting together. John, can you tell them about the first book that we're going to be reading? John, are you away from your feed? All right. Well, check in with John later. Go ahead, Gilbert.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, so I'm not like a full blown
Oh, John's
supporter.
back. There we go. John, tell them about the first book that we're going to read in the book club.
Well, my suggestion is Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, which means the Book of Changes or the Great Way, which is a Chinese philosophy book.
There you go. The first thing that we're reading is a Chinese philosophy book. I've never read it. So I'm excited. And just so you guys know, what we're going to do is we're going to read the book aloud on Clubhouse. We're going to do rooms, and each person is going to take turns having 5 minutes to read from the book. Some people aren't going to want to participate. They don't want to use their reading comprehension level, but that's okay. The people that do read can read to the people that don't read.
When do you guys start? I'd love to be there.
We've got so many things. You know, tomorrow there's a room at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Which is counter-programming to the Critical Thinking Forum. It's in a house called the Rational Discussion Group, which I ChatGPT'd as an alternative to the title Critical Thinking Forum.
Well, if people are reading books and discussing them, I'm here for it.
Are you going to be here tomorrow, Gildas, or do you have things to do?
I'm pretty much open until the 25th. You know, I got 3 kids, so I can't always get on during the day. But, you know, I can come in around this time and maybe 2 hours before it. That's what I can do.
Oh, so you on them banker hours. So you can only
Yeah,
come on
man.
Clubhouse and swing shit.
Yeah, it's like I know everybody's getting ready to go to sleep on the East Coast, and people who've been holding rooms for 8 hours on the West Coast, it's like, you know, it is
So
what it is.
I think the readings that we'll do will be later in the evening, but the hour and a half room that we do in the Rational Discussion Group is really just a room to provide an alternative to people that don't like the shit that Gary Bumgarner's been doing. He doesn't allow the chat to stay open, and he created a Facebook group for the boomers to participate and chat on Facebook. And so Anson Burlingame, one of the greatest people ever on this app, he helps lead these discussions. And I thought the first room was great. So we don't know what the title's going to be tomorrow. What we do know is it's going to be a good time. So tune in tomorrow for Rational Discussion Group.
Big shout out.
I just put a list of some of the books that I've read so far that come to mind this year.
I was going to. I have some suggestions, Mojo.
That's fine. You think you guys are the only ones with suggestions?
No, everybody will.
Listen, John picked one. This is what we think we're gonna do. John's picked a book. We're gonna go with that, and then Art of War is what Kristen proposed as the second book. I think that what we should do is we should first get through the first one, and then we should vote on whether Art of War should be the next one. I think that's a good one. I've read Art of War a few times. I think that'll be interesting. But there's a lot of things that we could do.
Have you ever read Behave, The Biology of Humans That Are Best and Worst? It's actually well done.
No, but there's a book that talks about this theory that human beings got enlightened by the monkeys coming out of the trees to eat mushrooms. We could get that book and we could read that out loud. That might be fun.
Are you talking about Food of the Gods?
No.
Eating meat made our brain grow faster.
Yeah.
Carlos Castaneda.